A 203K is going to help you move some of those hard-to-move properties. It's also helps you when it comes to the buyer not being able to find in their price range what they're looking for. So if they have that list and they know they want to be in this area, in this school district, this type of street, and there's just nothing in their price range that they can find, there's probably a property that they can make their perfect property. A lot of people ask me questions about exactly what is a 203K. It's FHA's rehab loan. And they first started doing this as a way to move America's existing home stock. You know, the market is driven by people who have a home, selling their home, buying the next home. And if you have rehab loans, you're going to be able to keep the house market moving. Everything, you know, you can do single families, you can do condos, you can do 1 to 4 families, and keep in mind, if your borrower is tight on money, those 1 to 4 families, I can use rental income, projected rental income, to help them qualify. How do you write the contract? And I just want to say this. Remember, the contract is establishing price between the buyer and the seller. So you write it the same. Doesn't matter. You're gonna check 203K, but you can't anticipate what the rehab costs are going to be. 2 kinds: limited, which used to be formerly streamlined, and full. Why does that matter? A limited is for less work. You don't necessarily have to have a 203K consultant, and that's the reason people like the limited. So when you think about a limited, it's really for that house that has maybe one thing, like the septic fail, and we need to do that. That's limited. If that's the only thing wrong with the house, I don't need a consultant to come out. I don't need to put that extra cost on your client, and I don't need to have the 2 or 3 weeks added to the time frame, okay? So that's why you do those. It says up to $35,000. That's a little bit, $35,000 total, meaning $29,000 because of the reserve, the fees. It's really about 29 grand. What can you do with it? You can remodel, you can paint, you can repair roofs, gutters, downspouts, decks, patios, porches, replace heating, AC, finish a basement as long as no structural. No structural changes can be made on a limited. Waterproof, windows, doors, a full. Full, you can do whatever you want to do. No limit on repairs. You can borrow up to the FHA loan limit. You can do structural work. You could take out a wall. You could add a deck. You could do whatever. $5,000 minimum. The consultant is required, and the work must be done within 6 months. A limited has to be done within 30 days. So that's another reason why, just because of cost, it may not be possible to get something done within 30 days. Types of structural alterations: reconstruction, any remediation, mold, radon. You can repair, you can't build a swimming pool, but you can repair one. Plumbing, well, septic, fencing, general landscaping, new driveway. Those are big because those are expensive projects that people don't budget for and really want done. They encourage the energy, improvements. Remodel kitchen and bath, add a garage. I've had so many people do that, add a garage, because the house is great, but they really want a garage. So that's a pretty easy one to do. If you look at this start to finish, it's a 60 to 75 day time frame. Have I done them quicker? Yes. Is it very difficult? Yes. If we're doing it quicker, because it has to close quicker, I can do it with somebody that knows the product, knows what we're doing, and we are on task from day one. That contractor has to be on board before we accept that offer. That consultant has to be called that day. It's got to be, there can't be any wasted time, but I really encourage 60 to 75 days to get these done. Helpful hint: the most important thing, as we talked about, is pay attention to contractors that you hear clients talk about, that you work with, that you recommend. Ask them if they're interested in doing 203K work. If you're going to get involved in doing this, you could start a little list of people who understand the process. Once you give it to us once, we have his information, so that saves a lot of time. We will do the distributions post-closing. Again, your contractor doesn't have to send the reports or the 203K consultant out of state to some servicer far away for them to make the distributions here. They can come in here and get a check. We're here as a team to work with you and to help you through this process. It's not as complicated as it sounds, but there's a lot of information that you need to be aware of so that you're comfortable accepting an offer with it, you're comfortable advising your clients to go with it. We're not going to just leave people high and dry. We will be there to say from day one, this is what you need to do, this is what it's going to cost you out of pocket. If you get all this work done, this is what your monthly payment is going to be. So we'll work with you.